Not all patterns are the same, but you probably already knew that. So far we've broken down all the major parts. In this video, we're going to look at a different pattern envelope that's laid out a little differently so you can see how the same information shows up in different ways. The goal here is not to memorize one envelope. It's learning how to understand all of them. So this one is a pretty simple pattern. That's something you might want to start with, is not looking at too many complicated things. Now if I look into this pattern, it's got a cute little top, pant with a ruffle on the bottom, and also option of no ruffle, because just don't put the ruffle on it, right? But it has all your measurements. A lot of times your measurements will be on the top envelope part here, so try not to lose that. And it'll, like this one says, these ones are going from 6 to 22. Wow, this one has, but it says 6 to 22, but this one's 14 to 22. So if I wear 18, this would be the envelope I get. If you're really tiny, you're gonna get the smaller size, because 14 itself is actually, what is it, like a, let's see what a 14 waist, or let's see a hip. 14 hip is 38. You might think, well, I'm like 36, but if you actually measure yourself, you might be 38, because I notice a lot of people like, about 36, and they measure themselves and are like 40, 41. I find most adult women are usually like in the 40, there's 41 seems to be the one average hip size. And then the waist, like let's say I'm 41, but my waist says 30. I'm not 30, it's actually about 5-6 inches off. So I would still get the pattern size I need, but I know then I can adjust it. And this pattern here has darts in it, so that tells me that I can just not use the darts, and I get my 4 or 5 inches out of there. You just measure how wide the dart is, or you make the dart smaller. You just go a little bit smaller and you do that. So what I was looking at here, so we find the sizes there, and this one says again 45 and 60 right here, and then all your pattern sizes here. It tells you suggested fabrics: cotton blends, linen, gingham, lightweight denim. So lightweight denim is like a chambray or just the real soft denim. And then there's gingham is a cotton with just the little checks right there, like from the 1960s. It was a popular back then. Linen is telling me soft fabrics. Well, linen can be crispy, but softens up and you wash it. Cotton blends, so they're again wovens right here. Then it's going down to sew. It says sew-in interfacing. That might be for this part here. I would say definitely sew-in interfacing here, because sometimes if you are, if it's got any like pleats and stuff, that glue on the interfacing can start to come off. But if it's, yeah, so they actually suggest sew-in interfacing, which is you just flat it, you cut it the same as the size you sew around it, and you just sew it together, and you act as though that piece is now one piece. It's called flatting it. And then there's notions. This one says notions. It has 1 7-inch separating zipper. So if it's a separating zipper, you do want to get the right size, by the way, because you can't knock off the end of it. Good point. 1 yard of 1/4 inch covered boning. What's boning? That's the plastic pieces that make a top, kind of a corset piece. You would actually sew the casing in, you put the boning back in. Sounds difficult, but it's really not. I have not done a video on boning. I should do one. I used to use it all the time. I did evening gowns, but 1 22-inch, that's for E. If I were making E, it's a 22-inch invisible zipper. A lot of times the 22 inches is as long as they come. You can actually get zippers where you can get indefinite. You can cut them off yourself, but in a person's like in the back, it's usually doesn't go past 22 inches. So that's where you're at. And then it says 1 hook and eye. I usually skip the hooks and eyes, so don't go buying a whole package of them if you don't need. But a lot of times I'm like, I don't want to put the hook and eye in there. Then it has the finished garment measurements here. It also says width of each leg, so it will tell you like, oh, and then you pay like wow, well, that's pretty wide. Or tell you like, oh, you know, you can kind of get an idea of how wide that is. And then it gives the back length from base of neck, side length. Does not, right here, tell you what the hip finished garment measurement is. Wow, now that's interesting. But I bet it is on the pattern at the hip mark. You'll see we'll show you on the pattern, there's like a circle with a cross through it, and that usually means that's at the 9-inch down mark right there. And then it will have it written in there, finished garment measurements and for all the different sizes. But interesting, it's not on here itself. Wow, it's usually they have the hip part. See, every pattern is so different. I've actually never seen, they do all that, I've never seen it where they don't put the hip on it, because that's how you want to tell the fit right there. Also, they don't do this so much anymore, but also, by the way, this says average, so that means it's not easy. So see if you can ever find that. It's under the flap right here in a nice hidden spot. It also says the M right here always stands for McCall's, like this is a McCall's, and then it has your number there. It says Mrs. Top. Most patterns always had this. It would give an explanation of the pattern. I'm not seeing that as much on patterns nowadays, and it's nice when they say it because it says close fitting tops. So it's telling you, okay, this is going to be pretty close fitting. A, B, and C have self-lined bodice, side seam boning, and separating back zipper with strap. Sleeve front and back length variations. So it's telling you, okay, we got the boning on the side seam boning. That's a pretty good description on this. Front and length variations. Note, fitted pants have waist facings. Right, this gives some really good descriptions. I'm, wow, pleased about that. So there's another pattern there. Let's look at another one. Butterick's Fast and Easy. Has the, we have a contrast right here. We have our A, B, C, D right here, contrast. It'll say fusible, interfacing, notions, a zipper, a hook and eye, zipper, one waistband, hook and eye closures, finished garment measurements, back length from waist. That's all they give you. But they'll have it on the pattern itself, but it would, again, would be nice if it was right there. Wow. Okay. I always also say, really, just trust that these patterns, their sizes here, like if, let's say you're 14, you're 36 bust right here, and you only need this part here because this is all centimeters, something like that, another country. These patterns are geared to their sizes, which have not changed. It's the retailers, don't get that confused. Anyway, now let's look real quick at this pattern here. We have a hat in here, right there, and then different tunics. This one, like, what's the difference? We got pockets in this one, we got a placket here, tie, a contrast here. So you're gonna look on there, and this does it have finished garment measurement? Yes, at the bust line, at the hip line. Yay, it's got it right there, really important. And this one says sew in interfacing also. I would think, you know, it says sew in, I don't know, look at that. If it's not real fitted kind of thing, then fusibles are always good. The sew in interfacing might be good, might be in the hat situation, because this hat it's called trapunto stitching on it. They stitch around and around on it, so might be the reason why. And also sew in interfacing tends to make things a little stiffer. It depends on the interfacing, but watch that video on interfacing for you understand interfacing. This pattern says easy. The placket, I've seen some people really struggle with the plackets on there, and the collar, not really easy for a beginner either. Yeah, there's a lot of details in here that to me doesn't make it easy. So I don't believe that one either. But wow. So just look when you're starting out, just look for very basic, just kind of look at the details. There are a lot of details in there. Open up the instructions in the fabric store and look at, like, okay, I'm going to do this, but don't get overwhelmed. But look for those learn to sew ones first, also from McCall's. I hope you understand the pattern envelope a little better, and all the tips and things they're trying to show you on here One good thing is this is all a different language, so you really have to work on this part right here. So if you kind of take it down there, it doesn't look so intimidating. Make sure you look at the flats, to kind of look at the design lines on there. And they're trying to tell you how much fullness is in here and where there's a zipper in there, if it's a contrast sleeve, how long it is, the options of the length, all those kind of little details. So I hope this helped. Next, we're gonna dive into the pattern itself. We're gonna look at all the markings on a pattern, the notches, the circles, the little things that you all think are secret, but it's all there. We're gonna study this. So I'll see you in the next section. If you can read one pattern, you can read them all. It just takes knowing what you're looking for. This wraps up our pattern envelope section. Next, we're moving into the pattern itself. I'm Chanel with Future Fashion Designers Sewing School. See ya in the next video section.